Hello.
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 We're back. The boys are back.
Boys are back in town.
To
make- Why are we back together? Well, to make this very film.
To make this piece of shit.
Oh,
no.
Come on, positive start.
Okay.
Bants.
Here
So
we
about
go.
the first series, it was all about, wasn't it? It was about the realistic
yeah.
lives of
Recognisable.
teenagers.
Yeah.
So many people would come
The
up to me and say,
mundane
oh,
reality
God, I
of
remember
real life.
When
you
I
know,
soared
that was
over
what
Bristol.
My school was like, yeah. Here we go. Look at this silly.
Oh, they made you
cheeky-
wear those fucking uniforms, didn't they, at school? Jeez, and animals in the school. So many animals.
Yeah. Owls.
Lion.
and
Lion. Fucking the school lion. Do you remember that? Oh, you couldn't pet him. Can't even bite your hand off. Fucking lion.
Joe Thomas, of course.
Thomas, our first laugh.
First laugh in the
Joe
film.
Thomas is in the
Thomas'
film.
name.
Yeah.
No, but come on.
What are we
So,
okay, so what's going on here?
Where
Let's-
we're
We're back
Let's
in the
be
film.
supportive.
Okay,
in
we're
deepest,
supportive.
darkest,
Are we already
blackest.
are we getting cut off? No. Oh, there's my
We've had
my
drinks
coffee's
arrive. Oh, Joe's coffee.
Thank you very much. That's a flat
Thank
white.
you very much.
Very much.
It's very
Good on
professional.
you. Thanks
Full
very
fat
much.
Coke for Blake there.
Okay.
Coca-Cola.
Here we are.
Okay. So
Here we go. Greetings,
why-
muggles. What's gone on here? This doesn't make sense. Well, you're going to be saying that a lot during this film. But
So
just,
we filmed this.
I just headbutted the microphone.
We filmed this scene twice, of course. The first time, everyone inside the house was in black tie. That's why when we bump into some people in a few seconds' time, they'll be in black tie.
They're in black tie. Then the actress in this first scene, can we say this?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
She got into Star Wars.
Yeah, she's going to
And
be...
she wasn't allowed to be in our little film anymore because she had better things to do. She did want to be in it. I think the wheels were set in motion. It wasn't really her fault.
It's a common theme, isn't it?
It's a
that,
common theme. People move
who
on.
are in this film who aren't us.
They
and
move
then have
on.
successful
They go to
careers.
America. They become
Theo James from the first film.
heroes.
Big
Quite
time.
champions.
Henry Lloyd Hughes plays
Henry
Dumbledore. Is
Lloyd
having a very
Hughes.
good career.
Yeah. They're all doing
Yeah,
very
they
well.
all do very well for themselves.
What are we doing now? Well, we're still here. Still doing this.
Still
Yeah,
here.
well,
Even more of these.
Joe, we did that.
3 years
I don't know
older.
if you've-
Oh, what
I don't know when
chickens?
people have heard of Chickens.
Oh, hilarious. Hilarious.
Critical and commercial smash.
All right, listen, we're not here to talk about that.
No.
No, there's no need because nobody will understand what we're talking about.
I don't want to alienate the audience.
That's
You're
fair
quite
enough.
right.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so let's focus
So-
in now on the Inbetweeners.
We're all wearing wigs there, of course. So
wearing wigs.
you're wearing a Hermione wig there, Blake, and
I've got a
Joe's
Ron
in his Ron wig. And Will is in a... I think he is in a Will wig.
Yeah, that's what's confusing about that is that
It's not a Harry Potter wig.
it's not a Harry Potter wig, although because the other two boys are wearing wigs,
Yeah.
you think it
Oh,
is
I've got
a
two
wig.
now. Sorry.
Ralph
thank you
Harris
very
there
much.
in the
Cheers.
background running through.
Guys, just to update you,
Not the real
I've got
Ralph.
two. I've got my second coffee's arrived.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm mainly using this commentary to order drinks.
James, tell us about filming this.
It was really, I mean, I don't want to spoil the magic for people, for the viewer, but it was really difficult.
And that's your actual penis, right?
That is a smaller version of my actual
Yeah.
penis.
Yeah.
But this house was amazing that we filmed in. I really wanted to live there. It was a big mansion. It had like a huge underground parking bit, which was the main bit that I liked about the house. I walked away thinking, God, wouldn't it be handy to park your car under your house? You could get loads in.
That's the dream, isn't it? Under.
That is,
Not
yeah.
by the side or out the front. Under.
So anyway, this is all one shot, or as close to being one shot as possible, which, as you know,
I hadn't actually noticed that painting behind you before.
that's
You
me.
having
That's
sex
Jay.
with a tiger?
That's Jay fucking a tiger.
There's more bestiality in this film than there were in any film at all that was made before.
Including sort of like...
Including films that have animal porn films.
Yeah. Anyway, this was very stressful few days of my life trying to do this because.
Okay, who are the Australians there?
actually have to-
So-
Okay, the Australians
Jackman,
there, Hugh
Steve
Jackman.
Irwin.
Right, Mel Gibson
But dressed as
Dressed
Braveheart.
as
dressed as
Braveheart.
Braveheart. All right, so I brought that up when I was having my makeup done. I was like, I think that's a bit of a strange reference. I don't think, like 15-year-old kids are going to get that. I don't think people realise that Mel Gibson's Australian, and also I don't think that people will know why Braveheart, a Scottish person, is sitting at an Australian table.
Also, they've got about a quarter of a second maybe to...
That's it, yeah. So it doesn't matter in the end.
Yeah,
And that's what they said to me.
doesn't
But
matter.
yeah, this was difficult.
They're real koalas, aren't they,
They are,
James?
yeah.
They're real.
They were real, but
They're rescue koalas, aren't they? They've been rescued. And,
yeah, they've been rescued. But
they were
obviously
particularly cute ones. They were especially cute.
they were. Yeah, I think you're trying to make a joke, but I mean, obviously, seriously, I couldn't.
Koala bears.
I couldn't kick a live koala bear because it'd move out too much. So I got the koala bears, killed them prior, then
You
punched and
tortured
kicked
them to death, didn't you? In the end, that was the preferred.
Just a little bit of starvation and
Ripped out their
waterboarding.
fingernails.
Raped them to death.
No, I didn't rape them actually.
No,
They were all up for it.
wouldn't. It's not worth
consensual.
my while.
It's consensual. They were.
Oh
if anything, it was
no,
the other way
seriously,
around.
no koalas were harmed. I assume. I don't know. I assume they weren't.
No, yeah, you have to say that, didn't you? Because there will be
Because
some
otherwise people are like, oh god.
idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now where are we now?
Pub.
Pub.
A pub in Bristol.
There we are. So we've done that. So back onto the random inane ramblings.
Free to hang out with anyone and everyone.
So yeah, so you're making the point it's not like the wig. So it is confusing. So in the first scene, the characters are in wigs.
Let's not draw too much attention to
Yeah.
how
All right.
confusing it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But I think the idea
Very
is that
confusing.
Will's grown his
It's a
hair.
riddle.
It's as simple as that.
It's great, isn't
I
it?
do spend a lot of time with Lucy, although
Your quiff has survived under that Ron wig pretty well.
It has survived very well, hasn't it? And I tell you, it's also survived the passage of time. You would think that, seeing as it's the idea is he's got it because everyone's got it and it's fashionable.
2014.
It's
isn't it?
2014. No one else has now got it. So
Yeah,
you would think it's very weird. Very
It
weird.
survived fashion.
It survived fashion. Yeah.
There's the balls there.
What was smeared on your balls?
What was smeared on my balls was a combination of butter and tuna,
Yeah.
which the dog Buster seemed to absolutely love.
Yeah.
And my
Yeah, and that's just
my legs
coincidence, really.
smelt quite fishy for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like being
They did.
Not because of that.
an unclean hoe.
Yeah.
They did.
no, please, Lucy, that's my favourite.
Hoe business. No,
No business.
No
I don't
business,
know
no
whether you've seen the
business.
recent Alan Carr, but
By recent we mean a year ago.
well, yeah.
Well, it depends on you watch it.
Yeah.
Depends whether it makes it the final cut of the Alan Carr show that we happened to film last night. That is now irrelevant.
I am
So obviously-
so full up. We just had some.
We had a good
We had lobster rolls.
Lovely
rolls.
lobster.
James,
Oh, that's
you had
good.
two,
Oh,
didn't
there
you?
it is.
Oh, there, speaking of lobster,
Oh, that was good.
there is
That was in my rider from
version of a crustacean.
No, the only reason I wanted to do this film was so that a dog could lick my balls. So
Yeah.
that's good. Got that in there. It's one of those kind of tick off the list before you're 30 things.
You've
you
got
know?
a stand in for every. You've got a face stand in. The only bit of you that's real is the balls.
Yes,
That's the only
absolutely,
bit of
yes.
Blake Harrison that's actually in this film.
Here we go.
Complete body double, face double.
This is
but
a strong prank.
total
This
isn't it?
is
balls.
yeah.
This is
This
pretty
is
strong
this is
prank.
classic Inbetweeners though. I mean,
Yeah.
they all did that at university, didn't they?
How long would that take, do you think, to do? That's taken a good 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
Realistically,
Realistically. They put a good 3 or 4 hours into that.
We should go
Can't
to
be done.
Australia. And surprise the fuck out of Jay. I was joking.
Gaffer tape is wonderful stuff. I don't want to, get up Gaffer tape's arse or
Yeah.
anything,
No,
but
too late,
or
but carry
inside
on.
the tube.
yeah.
I don't want to have my penis inside a tube of Gaffer tape right now.
Right, what have you?
Well, that's just left over from before.
What do you mean a tube of gaffer tape?
A tube.
What, like toothpaste?
Yeah, you can squeeze it out, don't you?
Like,
It's wonderful stuff. Very. Again, it's wonderful stuff.
Minty fresh.
Minty Gaffer tape is minty fresh. If you're going on a date,
Ah,
Just
a little
a-
hint there. Has Will been learning the guitar? I don't know. You have to ask me later.
has he been learning it? Yeah.
Virgin.
Virgin
Yes.
Atlantic.
Virgin,
yes,
our
of
corporate
course.
partners.
Yes,
Thanks,
absolutely.
guys.
Thank you, Virgin. Shortly after this film was made, they actually stopped doing the flight that we went on to Australia that they paid for. I think probably because we bankrupted them by eating too many of the snacks and drinking the minibar dry.
Well, I think that's more to do with the directors.
They might have had a few nuts.
I'd say so.
Well, a couple of, one or two, or three. So, parents, it's Will's mum, sexy Will's mum, of course.
There we
She's
go.
a
See
MILF.
everyone and again, wasn't it?
We all know
Alex
about
and
that.
Belinda.
Alex and Belinda. We know she's sexy. We know he's funny. He's a funny bald man.
A lot of people tweeting me saying that Alex McQueen looks like Iron Robin.
Okay.
Personally, I don't know that I see it, but that's one of the...
Massive. It's not a
I think-
fantastic spot.
Yeah, I think
No,
that,
I
I
don't
think
think so.
I think that's baldest.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're allowed
it
to
is.
Yeah, they
generalise.
don't all
like
look
that.
similar.
He looks
No.
like, what is it? The Hood out of Thunderbirds.
No.
Is that the name of him?
Like,
Good.
oh, what? Ian Morris looks like Iron Robin as well. It's pathetic.
Arjen Robben has got a bit more hair.
We went to see a show at the Sydney Opera House.
We did.
When we were in Sydney. We
The
went,
Illusionists 2.0, I believe
Yeah,
it was
did,
called.
yeah.
It was
we went
Magicians.
to the second half of children's.
It's good. The Magicians all had names like the Immortalizer.
Yeah, what I like to hope, I sort of created a little backstory in my head about the Illusionist 2.0,
Okay.
and I was hoping that that wasn't what the show was called, but what the group was called. You know, like they are like the Mysterion and things like this, but collectively they're what are they called?
The Illusionists.
The Illusionist
Yeah.
2.0.
Yeah,
But what I
yeah.
like is that maybe one illusionist from
Like
the
Avengers
original
Assemble, or-
the
yeah.
original illusionists
Yeah.
just sort of like left, and like there was it was some bad blood. It was some bad blood.
Yeah.
Some legal people got involved.
It's like the Beach Boys. It's not really the original members anymore.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to call. Well, you're not allowed to call yourselves the illusionists because you're not. All right, well,
Yeah.
2.0.
Fine, we're gonna fucking do this. We're not gonna back down on this. The Illusionist 2.0.
Yeah.
Well done for your hollow legal victory.
But I mean,
Anyway.
that's just something I created in my head.
Where did we film this?
That's right.
Was this at a?
Ministry of Sound.
Ministry of Sound.
Was it,
Ministry of
it's
Sound.
exactly the same club
Always in Ministry
as
of Sound.
Fernando
I'm
did
down
his
there every
dance
night,
in
mate.
the
I go there
first
for
film.
breakfast, mate,
Yeah.
because I'm already there.
That's an interesting.
Dark
Actually,
goofy.
Blake's just touched on something interesting rather than
Go
us
on.
talking about.
Well, it is the exact same club as Fernando did his penis sucking in the first film.
Do you know what, Blake? Shut the fuck up.
Fuck off, Blake.
Okay.
What do you think this is?
Well, I'm
Some sort
trying-
of opportunity to kind
guys,
of
to try and
enhance
enrich
people's
guys,
enjoyment of the
guys,
film.
Yeah,
by-
yeah, exactly.
Guys,
It's trivia. Oh.
Okay, so James just farted. So if
Back
you
on
have,
song.
smell-o-vision on your TV, prepare for that.
on your
Turn it off now.
Turn it off. Turn that bad boy off.
Just dial it down a bit, or
Ooh,
change
okay.
the contrast a bit. You know, put the pork count down a bit.
personal note, I've decided to. I've got to have some sort of dental work done.
Okay.
My teeth just look like one of those Joe Costin Powers teeth you get all over the place.
We
I
are.
don't think I've ever noticed before.
None of us have got
Oh, yeah,
great
they are.
teeth. I mean,
Yeah.
They're a bit raggedy, aren't they?
Yeah, they've gotten worse. They've moved a lot since the first series.
if we want to really push things in America, we're
Quite
going to have to get
nomadic
our
teeth.
teeth
Yeah.
sorted out.
Wait, we cracked America, didn't we? with the
Oh, we
first
cracked
film?
already. Of course, cracked
Oh,
already,
of course,
that's
yeah.
fine,
How much did we earn?
$38,000, mate.
Whoa,
Something like that.
boy.
You know what I mean? Well, you know,
Don't sniff at it.
wouldn't kick $38,000 out of bed. So thanks very much. I'm laughing. Land of the free. I will take that money. What? It doesn't even pay for the cost of the tour.
In fact, don't we owe them money?
Leave that.
Don't
Forget about
remind
that.
him, mate.
That Californian Chardonnay was delicious. And sorry about ordering quite so much of it. While I was there. So,
There's
what's
Neil's famous bag, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
We had a bit of fun with that, didn't we? Well, you didn't, but we.
Yeah, no, I hated
We
that
enjoyed
bag.
it.
Threw
That-
it around.
The directors only kept that bag because they knew how much it wound me up in the
Yeah,
first
and that was a
film.
good decision,
Yeah.
and I respect that decision, and I respect them for doing that.
They're fine men.
You're not
Good
allowed to.
men.
They're-
I think you should have had to wear a fucking hair shirt.
You're not allowed to wind the directors up though.
Little
It's all very well them
medieval
writing in. Them writing in little.
Well, we can
We had some
gags
fun
about-
with the directors, didn't we?
we
on
can
this
wind them up a
film?
bit.
Well, listen, don't. You're not allowed to.
In a way,
couldn't possibly say anything
the
about
most
the
effective way
directors,
that
the
I have of-
precious directors, and their little film. Oh, don't be negative about the film.
Mustn't say anything about the precious film.
No, we teased.
We're
we teased the
joking.
directors a
We
lot.
love the film. We love
We
each
te-
other and
who-
all men.
Well, basically, the directors put themselves in a sticky position, in that they're obviously the writers. They've written the show since the beginning, and it's all their ideas, and they're good. They're all
How
right.
is this a commentary? We're just not even watching.
I'm talking-
So, yeah, go. Sorry, Karen.
carry
I'm sorry. I apologise.
Just saying, I'm just letting them know about all the fun we had teasing them, and a lot of it was just saying how bad they were at their
Yeah.
job.
It was the
also-
first time they directed,
It
wasn't
was
it?
the first time they directed, so we thought we'll take the piss out of that.
I mean, us saying that.
Yeah,
about
people-
their
people
job.
in glass
People in
houses.
glass houses.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
no,
let's not forget the most effective way of winding them up is just the performances that we were turning in. That they have to sift through at the end of every day, like people sifting through shit in the deluded hope that there might be a diamond in the shit.
Is that what you've been doing this whole time?
What's that?
When you do your lines, and
It's a
you
big
do it-
joke, mate.
You're just
It's
winding
a
everyone. I
wind-up.
thought it
I'm a
was.
fantastic actor and I do loads of other things. I do loads of other work.
Right.
And this is just a joke.
Oh, that's right, because you're huge in Iceland.
In
aren't you?
Iceland, all the islands, Greenland, Bermuda, really big in Bermuda. Baffin Island, of course, one of the larger Arctic islands.
Shetlands.
Oh, Shetlands, don't even get me started. Can't go anywhere in the Shetlands now. It's a nightmare, absolute nightmare.
We should introduce, of course, Emily Barrington.
Emily Barrington, the barrister. Who's representing you in court? My barrister.
Emily.
Emily.
Thereof.
Emily Pint thereof. No, that is just a quote from The Office, pure and simple, and not in any way worked in.
No, completely out of context.
Totally out of context.
Should we talk about The Office for a little bit?
Oh,
Yeah, it's good, isn't
my
it?
God.
It's so good.
It's perfect.
I wish I was in The Office.
Thank you for making that. It was, at one point, the only thing in the world that I liked.
Okay.
Anyway, crack on.
Back to this.
I met loads of them at uni. Have you? Well, I met one, then Lucy.
What's
crushed
happening
her.
here then?
I don't fucking
Oh,
know.
here you
mate.
go.
Oh, so where did we film this? We filmed this in
Floripa.
Shoreditch, didn't we?
On
Yeah,
old,
in
the old,
London.
old ditch. Old ditch. Old ditch.
This is,
ditch.
this is a day where
If there are any Americans watching, that's the sort of street
Oh,
name we
James,
have in
you were
England.
really-
Old ditch.
James
Violently sick.
James was really ill.
Very, very ill on this day.
However, James was perfectly fine to, after I'd mopped up a bunch of liquid on the table to try and run things along a bit
Yeah.
quicker and help
Yeah.
everyone out, James just picked up his bottle of beer and poured it all over the table in front of me, and I called him a fucking moron.
Yeah, it was a good.
Yeah.
It was a good moment.
It was a juxtaposition of a day. For me. Does that make sense? It was. It was juxtaposed to like the fact that I was so ill. I was really ill. I had some sort of bug. I was vomiting, and but I still got so much pleasure in pouring beer over the part of the table that Blake had just cleaned, and Blake got so angry.
He really did.
I felt like the father of a two-year-old.
Can I just cut in before she goes completely? Is there something of Nappet about this lady, Jessica Nappet? Nappet first film.
Missed it, it's gone, mate.
Missed it,
It's gone.
mate.
Okay,
Next.
I missed the opportunity.
Next.
Four men around a tent.
Okay, we find ourselves
Former-
in Australia.
4 men in a tent.
Wait a minute. Jay, I thought you said you were living in a mansion and you were fucking models and that you were a
Well,
premier DJ.
Yeah, I mean, don't.
You were. Oh.
Is David Field, who you may also know from Chopper.
From,
and
but
numerous-
basically, we know him
numerous
from
Australian-
every single Australian film ever made.
A wonderful actor.
Yeah.
We were scared of him. because
Intimidatingly
he was-
good.
He was great.
because
Because he's a
he
professional.
was a professional. He'd
a real-
done so much work.
Yeah,
He was respected.
yeah.
I assume multi-award winning. We were frightened of him because we.
I wasn't frightened of him. I got on really well, with him.
he's
Ah, you're
I
hard.
was.
Yeah, we are hard though.
No, I
aren't you?
wasn't. Listen, I wasn't like.
Huh?
You're hard.
Wasn't
though.
intimidated.
Hard?
Yeah,
Was
you're
I
hard.
hard?
You're hard, man. You
Oh
don't
yeah,
get scared of
yeah.
people.
No, I don't get scared of actors. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
But he is in a whole range of Australian films.
he's in
and,
loads.
We
He's
were
in
basically
absolute
shitting ourselves around him the whole time because
Yeah.
we knew he was better than us.
And he's Australian.
And he's hard as well.
Yeah.
He's not hard.
Well, yeah.
I'm offering him out right now.
Yeah.
And I know you're listening to this, David.
It's interesting you've waited till he's on the other side of the world until you've.
He's not coming to the premiere, is he?
Well,
it might be.
well,
I'm sure
depends.
this will
I
get
mean,
over to him
maybe
if
if
he
we
is.
can
Okay,
get,
well,
you know, one of
David, that was just a joke.
the. It was banter.
That was just a joke.
We would never do anything to hurt you or to compromise you in any way, or even inconvenience you.
Yeah.
In fact, if you need any money,
Oh my gosh, think of the bands.
That was an interesting house, wasn't it?
yeah.
It's just, I say interesting, just in that it's different from a British house. It was just quite.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was nice, wasn't it? That sort of
Yeah.
that patio and
Yeah,
like the
bungalow.
whole look. It all adds to the film.
They
doesn't
love
it?
their bungalows out there, don't they?
Yeah,
what-
bungalows.
Yeah.
And
Ever
why
heard of a
not?
second floor?
Well, there's plenty of room. So in a way,
I know.
why build up if you can build out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's your sort of.
that was my motto for
Like,
my body
why
shape.
build up when you can build out?
Fucking leave me alone. Can I not just have one fucking day with
It's Ian Morris's motto as well, of course. Ian,
It's a
I don't know
big-
whether we mentioned Ian. Ian's one of the writers directors who we've given the affectionate nickname Podge
Podge.
because he once put on a little bit of weight.
Put a couple of pounds over the course of maybe a year. We were like, right, we're on to him. We're on to you. We see you.
And how did that factor into this film? We would take the clapperboard, we would cross out his name, which was in the director.
Column, rightfully so. It rightfully so.
We'd
But
write
we'd
the
obliterate
names-
it with ink.
We replace it with the names of various famous fat people from history. El
Absolutely.
Pavarotti, the Blob,
Then we'd
D.
obviously
French.
Mr.
just play on the word Podge, so he became Roy Podgson
Yeah.
for a little while.
Podge. Podge. That was
Good
it.
laugh.
That was
Yeah.
as far as I went, I think.
Yeah.
You can see.
Seriously though, he's fat as fuck.
He's such a fat.
I'm actually surprised that you can see this, because surely your screen at home is being blocked
Sort of
by
obscured,
Podge's leg
yeah.
or something.
Of his neck.
Yeah. Some back fat.
You're probably watching this
Well, it's dark
in
matter.
Podge's
It's
stomach.
just it's different rules really. Gravity operates differently. When it gets closer to Ian.
Doctors or rocket science blokes over here. You can get any job you want.
Excuse me.
Even doctors.
Anyway,
He's yawning. He is yawning. Although this tent obviously looks like we're in Australia, but those scenes inside the tent were filmed in.
There we go.
In
A
English.
little bit of Summer Heights High was
Yes,
on the TV there.
On the TV there, Chris Lilly, who is an amazing Australian writer and comedian, made this TV series called Summer Heights High, which is on BBC Three a few years
strongly
ago.
recommend
If
it.
they're watching this and listening to this commentary, they know what Summer Heights High is
Yeah.
because you know.
Well, he very
You like
kindly, I
comedy?
think, gave us that footage for
For
free, I
He
believe,
did.
which
Yep.
is very kind
He
of him.
absolutely did.
And if you haven't
man.
seen Summer Heights High, I mean, what the hell are you doing watching
You
the
have to watch
DVD
it.
commentary of
Yeah, like,
In
stop
Between
this
the
now.
Sick
You've got.
Pop
Okay,
this
off
out.
you go. So
Stick
no
it-
one should now be listening to this. So this is now just. This is just dead
so
air
if
now.
you haven't seen Summer Heights High, stop now, go and watch it, and then come back to this.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. Glad you
Okay.
watched Summer Heights
It's good,
High.
isn't it?
You'll now get all the new jokes that we're about to do, referring to. You told me to put my balls on the ground, miss.
Jonah.
There you go. Jonah. Good.
Ma'am.
Mr. G.
Where have
said-
you been, bitch?
I said, "Puck you, sir.
Jonah again.
Puck you."
Okay, back onto this. How do you film those Skype bits, Joe?
The way I did it was we'd set up the laptop, then I'd have some sort of meltdown, and I'd smash up the keyboard. That was generally how we filmed them.
But
In a sort of physical sense,
it's fair
rather
to
than
say
a
you're
sort of
not
a,
actually
rather
on-
than a sort of emotional sense.
You're not actually on Skype,
No,
no.
so I'm looking at
You're-
a blank screen.
Yeah.
And I'm just pretending that she's there. Imagine that.
Clever.
Imagine
Yeah.
how
Crazy.
difficult that is
Clever.
for someone like me.
Very clever there.
Very clever.
So the
Back home now? Being dumped too well then. Did not dump her. Have agreed to marry.
Just one of a variety of performances you gave for that line, of course, Joe. There was,
was a
there was
sort of
quite a
character-
long period where you were doing it. You refused to do it in anything but a West Indian accent.
Yeah, I think it was part of the general meltdown. It was part of a broader
can we
meltdown.
get? Can you?
Can we just hear a little bit of it?
And I don't know if I can do it.
That was enough in a way.
It was did
Why
not
you were
did not
have
dump her.
have agreed to marry her.
Did not dump her. I've agreed to marry
I
her.
mean,
It was
listen,
an option. It was an option.
Yeah,
It was a
They've
very good
chosen
option.
not to go with it.
I haven't gone with my
The Fools?
Caribbean lilt. I mean, I don't know. I guess because it made absolutely no sense.
Oh, got his
Okay.
hand in the spunk hole there, I
Is
think.
this the
This
first
is
thing
the
you filmed?
very first
Very
day
first thing
of
we
filming.
filmed, yeah.
Hence the sort of rusty performance from.
I would say it's full of boundful energy.
Doesn't, yeah,
I love it.
I got to be honest, it doesn't stick out.
Thanks.
You don't really try it. It's a 5-day trek and you only sleep in a
And here's the gang.
Right, here we are. So this is Ollie
There we go.
during filming.
Levish.
Yeah,
Susie there.
Ollie,
We spent a lot of time with these guys, didn't we?
I got a bit of a problem. I think you should call it a problem, where I kept getting caught like looking at Ollie.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's weird, wasn't it? He
What is
knew.
happening?
I couldn't tell you why it was happening. Really, I just
What
found
do you
him very
mean you got
compelling.
caught?
When
right.
he'd look over and I'd be looking at him.
And then what did he say?
He
Well,
said,
he just
"Why are
said,
you looking at
he was
me?"
just like, "Why are you looking at me?" And I was like, "I don't know, really. I'm sorry."
So
but...
he'd confront it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, he confronts it. Yeah.
And what was the reason? He just had quite.
I don't know.
piercing eyes.
He's just. There's just something about him that's interesting.
Ollie is the one with the hat, by the way.
With a hat.
There's another sexy man there, also.
Yeah, that's
Freddie.
Freddie with
Yeah.
the not his real dreadlocks.
No.
No.
But they are his real pecs.
There is real pecs.
Yes.
Gorgeous man.
The dreadlocks used to cause him unbearable pain, didn't they? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, originally they gave him hair extensions, then dreadlocked them,
And they
but
were
he
too
couldn't
much for
sleep
him.
because it gave him a headache.
because it was pulling his scalp off
Yeah.
when he was trying to go to sleep.
So instead they just gave him a wig, which is much easier.
Yeah, just do that to begin with, I guess.
Or just get on with it, Freddie.
Yeah, stop being such
Yeah.
a fucking pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, if you want to have a fight, he's not coming to the. Is he coming?
No,
Oh,
no,
I
he
would
lives in
thought so.
LA.
He lives in
Yeah.
LA.
He'll probably pop over.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're much harder than him anyway. I mean,
I reckon
you
so.
know, he's-
Much musclier. That's
your,
for sure.
your muscles are
I
twice
don't
as
feel
size.
like that tattoo on his right arm gets enough attention.
Yes.
What does it say?
Life never dies.
Yeah.
Life never
classic.
dies. So
Pretty
that,
good, I think.
Pretty good
that-
generic bullshit that doesn't
yes,
mean anything.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a good. You can imagine that on Facebook, in front of a picture of some sort of sunset, or like I don't know, some kids holding hands.
What?
You know.
I don't know what's going on anymore. But
You know those kind of bullshit things you get around. People are like, oh, this is my thought for the day,
yeah.
and it's like, you know, if
Yeah.
you're dreaming about it, you need to stop dreaming it and start doing it, or something like that. If
Thought
you're
for the
dreaming, you
day.
must be asleep, and if you're asleep, you're not alive.
We
Or it's
did.
that sort of thing.
We
isn't it?
did used to get every day at my school. We used to get a thought for the day.
Yeah.
It used to come
Yeah.
around. It used to come around at registration and say, "Here's your thought for the day," and it always used to be like, "Oh, wheels will only roll downhill," or
Yeah,
things like that. And then
that's
my
right,
teacher
yeah.
would
Not
literally
true.
just go, "Well, self-explanatory," and then just, like. It used to be the first couple of weeks of school, we'd like discuss the thought of the day and
Yeah.
say what did that mean. And then it just turned into
They just couldn't be bothered anymore.
self-explanatory.
Anybody notice there the name of the coach company, Koala Coaches?
Yep.
Exactly the sort of name that just some English people would come up
Yeah.
with
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
for a coach company set in Australia.
Boomerang Coach Company.
Pondre. You a Pondre fan?
What a fine musical artist.
You've met Peter Andre, haven't you, Simon? You said he was
Have I?
quite nice. Oh, you met him at an award ceremony.
Oh, I
didn't you?
did.
Why do I don't know why
I
I
think maybe he
remembered
gave
this.
us. I think maybe he.
Yeah.
He interviewed us once.
Yeah.
He interviewed
He was
us
a nice
once.
fella. I don't agree with the
was-
soul patch. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had to wear a soul patch in another show I do. Fresh Meat.
He,
Don't know whether
he
you
interviewed us for
guys watch Fresh Meat.
he interviewed us I think for this
Three
morning,
series.
and then a year later
Fresh Meat.
our show The Inbetweeners was up against his
Channel
show
White
for
was funny,
something,
isn't it?
Channel 4 show.
and he
Yeah.
pretended to not know who we were. He was like, "Oh, The Inbetweeners, I've never heard of them." After we won the award, he was like, "Oh, I'll have to watch that," and I wanted to go to him, Peter.
Come on, mate.
You interviewed us supposedly
Yeah.
for your.
Never meet your heroes,
Apparent
I
job.
suppose.
Yeah, I were. There you go. Yeah.
So
no,
that's why whenever
And
people,
we go on about mysterious girls,
Whatever-
but people forget about some of his B-sides and some of
Well,
the album
yeah.
tracks.
I
which
mean,
is-
the less said about Insania, the better. But when people say to me, "Do you like Peter Andre?" I say, "The man or the singer?" Neither. Next. That's The Office again.
That's The Office. I mean, you know, I guess watch The Office.
All right, Byron Bay. Let's go.
Right, so there's a lot of cars there with stuff painted on them.
Yeah. Byron Bay. Let's go through. Joe, did you like Byron Bay?
Yes, I did. I'm going to go on the record. I did like it. I like hippies. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know there's an element of bullshit to some of it.
Yeah.
I don't really mind. I think it's important
Yeah.
to have an alternative to the sort of the prevailing culture.
Absolutely fine.
So, yeah, it's all right.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fine. Right, I didn't like Byron Bay.
You didn't like
I
it?
couldn't get on with Byron Bay because of. I understand 19-year-olds being hippies and behaving like that, and
Yeah.
playing guitar and throwing rings in the street or whatever.
Yep.
Adults,
Yes.
literally like middle-aged men or like 50-year-old men,
People like me, you
that
mean?
just like couch surf their whole life,
Yeah.
have never sort of got a proper job and stayed in this. I
Yeah.
just want to say, grow up.
Yeah.
You got to grow up, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
also,
and you know,
well, we've got a proper job, haven't we? We're
Yeah.
all.
Also, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got a mortgage and a
I
wife
work in
and
financial
kids.
services.
And also, I just want to say, I think, you know, marriage as an institution really needs to be brought back into focus because it's
Definitely.
always been the backbone of this country.
Definitely.
And
Well, thank
basically,
you,
that's
David.
why you
Thank
should
you,
vote
David Cameron.
Conservative in the next election. And let's just have a return to traditional values and get things back to how they used to be, whatever that was.
Are you being sarcastic?
Um,
I feel like you're being sarcastic. Oh,
I'm a-
I guess you'd rather everyone just sort of stopped working and just went outside because it was a sunny day.
well, yeah, no, I.
Let's just
well,
wear flip-flops for the rest
Well,
of our
you're right.
lives, shall we?
That is the Labour Party's manifesto. So that's what they say.
This
is-
is good. This is
this
what
is
people wanted,
studio.
isn't it? They want to hear the Inbetweeners finally really get to grips with the British political scene.
Yeah.
This is a studio.
This is
Mill Hill.
a
Hill Mill?
studio
Mill?
where
Mill?
Joe
Free
actually
Mills,
ate a
Free
dead
Mills.
fly.
I had a deaf fly.
Joe ate a dead fly.
Not for the first time.
No,
Well, you know,
there's
I'm a
been
left winger.
countless,
What do you
countless
expect?
situations when through the series and
Quite
the
literally
film
a
when we
left
were filming that we've dared Joe to eat something that no normal human being would eat, and Joe just does it. He just
Yeah.
he just
I
gets right
asked-
in there.
I found out something that Joe wouldn't eat, which was a shaving of plastic.
Yeah, I won't eat anything non-organic.
If you
So-
just got like a plane or something and just run it over the edge of a ruler for a centimetre, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, literally like a slither of plastic.
He couldn't
Just
even
swallow
do
it.
that.
Just swallow it.
I was
Would you
worried
do
it'd
that?
end up in a lung or like in my pancreas.
Why
or-
would it end up in a lung?
I don't know.
How's it gotten from a stomach to your lung?
Osmosis. In a word. Hate to bring it up.
How's a bit of plastic being carried about by osmosis?
Go down the wrong tube or something.
Yeah, but it's not going to cling onto a little blood cell and then get
It's unlike-
involved in
It's-
the lungs.
They didn't. I admit the arguments against are weak, but the arguments for
Yeah, but you
were
can
weaker.
say that about anything. You could say that about
Not
a
well.
biscuit.
But well, that's delicious. So
So the lung would thank you for it. Is that
But
something so
biscuits
delicious
don't
in
biscuits don't end up in your lungs,
they can and do. They
do they?
they
Simon?
can do.
Nah.
See. All right.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
But
So,
doing, doing, doing.
Well, don't be rude to your friends. He gets grunt grumps when he gets tired.
This is quite lazy work from me. On that sort of jostling.
What?
Just couldn't be bothered to
You
do it.
being lazy?
Couldn't be
At
bothered.
work?
Couldn't be bothered. I remember thinking,
That
oh,
doesn't sound right.
I remember thinking, God, Blake's really giving it his all in this sort of jostling.
in
I'm
this
just gonna,
film.
I'm just gonna hold on to his arm and just sort of do that a bit. But you'd never know. That's the thing. Why work harder than you need to? Lesson learnt, Blake.
Bye.
goodbye.
Bye.
That made it into that was sort of a
That's, in,
catchphrase
that's
on the
just
set.
a thing
wasn't
that
it?
we say in real life that's now in the film. It's not as bad as the first film where I believe the phrase "Hell yeah" was in, which is I think from The
One
Wire.
of my favourite lines of the film. One of
Yeah.
my favourite lines of the first film.
Yeah. Thanks very much. I mean,
Brilliant.
it's from another show. But, Yippee-ki-yay, of course, another great Inbetweeners line.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that phrase haunts the film, like it rings out.
Name's Bond, James Bond.
That's right.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a clunge.
That's it. Yeah.
They're so nice.
They're fucking idiots.
I haven't got any more of those.
Plot.
What's this? What? Hang on a minute. Well, Lucy, what are you talking about?
These Skype things were peculiarly difficult. It's very hard to bounce off just a blank screen.
Well, I
I could bounce your head off a blank screen, mate.
Mate,
Oh,
I have to
right.
do it every scene. I'm acting with you, Sunshine.
Right. Weirdly harsh from luckily, but
Somebody who is apparently
press on we go. Got more of this to do, so just
Just
shrug
gonna have a
it-
little-
shrug
if
it
you're
off.
wondering what those gross noises are, I'm hoe business. No,
No business.
No
I don't know
business,
whether
no
you've seen the
business.
recent Alan Carr, but
By
pretty-
recent, we mean a year ago.
well, yeah.
Well, it depends when you watch it.
Yeah.
Depends whether it makes it the final cut of the Alan Carr show that we happened to film last night. That is now irrelevant.
I am
So
so,
obviously-
full up. We just had some.
We had a good.
We had lobster rolls.
Lovely lobster.
Oh, that's good. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there. Speaking of lobster,
Oh, that was good.
there is.
That was in my rider from
version of a
from-
crustacean.
No, the only reason I wanted to do this film was so that a dog could lick my balls. So
Yeah.
that's good. Got that in there. It's one of those kind of tick off the list before you're 30 things.
You've
you
got
know?
a stand in for every. You've got a face stand in. The only bit of you that's real is the balls.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
the only bit
yes.
of Blake Harrison that's actually in this film.
Here we go.
Complete body double, face double.
This
but
is a strong prank.
total
This
isn't it?
is
balls.
It's a pretty strong
this is
prank.
classic Inbetweeners though. I mean,
Yeah.
they all did that at university.
And then it came back to calling Blake a cunt. So it develops.
How do you feel about it, Blake?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just kind of it's
Shut
part of
up.
the standard
Shut up,
day to day now,
Shut
isn't
up.
it? Really?
Yeah.
Bored.
Culturally, it's just good to be part of something
Yeah.
organic,
Bigger than
and
yourself.
That's changing society
Absolutely.
and is constantly evolving.
This scene's good, isn't it? It's it looks like it's outside, right?
It does.
We're definitely
It's
it must be
outside. It's
outside,
outside.
right?
It's in
There's
Australia.
a fire.
Well, okay,
we're in
right.
Australia.
You're not telling
Look
me
at those trees and all the plants.
Okay, you know what? You said this isn't in Australia. This wasn't filmed in Australia.
Ever heard of England, mate?
Fuck me. But wait a minute. Okay, all right. Okay, so it was filmed in England, but at least it was filmed outside in England, wasn't it? It was filmed outside under the starry sky of England.
Ever heard of Inside, mate?
Fuck off. Fuck you, Blake.
You know that so you see the light flickering there.
Yeah.
Light bulb.
Yeah.
Not
Light bulb.
that's not a fire.
There ain't no fire.
Ain't no fire, boy.
There ain't no fire like a light bulb fire. That's the first rule of film.
Is this all the Fs? Are there any that we've missed out?
Fool them.
Fry them.
Fire
them, of course. Yes.
them. Flog them.
Fish them. Fish for them. If you're trying to get a mermaid to be your girlfriend, fish for her.
Financially support them.
Financially support them. That's a big one.
Big one.
Finalise them. Finish them. Finish them.
Ferberise them.
So Katie and Will here
It's a
drinking goon.
parenting
Anyone ever
technique.
drunk a goon?
Never
I've
heard
never
of
drunk
goon
goon.
until it came up on this.
Apparently it's
film.
sort of like wine residue that's left at the end of the wine making
It's the
process.
worst.
Well, that sounds
Right.
lovely.
It's the bit of the
That
wine that
sounds
they chuck
really
away,
nice.
isn't it?
Yeah.
They do sell that at all the top restaurants and stuff, right?
I mean, they do in Australia, to be fair.
It's at the king's
No,
table.
Don't slag people off.
Oh, to be fair,
Neil pissing again?
Australia
Constantly
is
pissing?
much nicer than England. Is that fair? While we were there, I mean, the cities are beautiful. They're like they're like Sim City. They're perfect.
Yeah.
The beaches in the Gold Coast, it's like being in Second Life. It's ridiculous. Like you're looking for the pixels. Honestly, it's ridiculous. It's like
What are you
being in
looking for on the
virtual
beach?
reality. What's that?
Pixies on
Pixies.
the beach. Pixies
I'm
on
just
the
always
beach.
on the lookout for any kind of magical folk to help me with my spells. Bringing back me ancestors.
Ah, so
Lucy
this
Coho?
is the first time we meet Lucy's character.
I think she's really funny in this
And
film.
originally she had another scene as well before this, didn't she? Originally we bump into her first
At the Sydney
Opera
Opera
House,
At the spaceship, as Neil
At the
calls it, which you
spaceship.
wouldn't have heard because we've literally
the
talked about
mothership.
every single scene.
which for various reasons they had to cut. But very good character, exactly
Really
the sort of
great.
person I imagine you do meet when you go to
Absolutely. Very good. I think essentially a total fuck up. A total fuck up of a character, which I admire. It's always good to see.
Ian and
sort of-
Damon for their sins, and they are awful, terrible
They're
people.
mired in sin. They
They,
wallow in depravity.
Something they do quite well is
They're
they
demons.
come up with good little cameo parts. I think
They
I really
really
like the
do.
character. Actually, it might not have been their idea, but I like the character from the first film.
Richard,
Richard,
Richard, yeah.
played by
is
Theo
very
Bartlam
good.
Biggs.
Yeah.
and Nicky.
He's
in
another
this
actor who's basically. He's another actor who's basically gone on.
Gone
to
on and
become
done phenomenally
a
well,
better things.
Wait, what's he doing?
Oh, I don't know. He's just
quite a
doing
few dramas,
respected,
films.
respected
Doing
work.
well.
Respect.
Yeah, but
Something we
he's
shall
good.
never have.
Not
He's
something
good,
I've ever
but he's
encountered.
not- he's
Something
not
you-
like Johnny Depp overnight since he done the Inbetweeners.
Who is, mate?
Who is
Well,
Johnny,
Johnny Depp.
Even Johnny Depp isn't Johnny Depp
Yeah.
overnight.
Not anymore.
Well, I don't. I've absolutely.
I just want to know.
in a sense.
I
yeah.
just want to know why Blake is up Theo. What's his name?
Well, no,
Bartlam
I love
Biggs.
his ass as well.
I don't know why you two. Are
Oh,
up
I've
his arse
worked
so
with him a
much.
few times
Well,
and I
Blake's
really
up
like him. I
there.
think he's a very nice
I
man,
follow Blake up
professional
there.
actor.
Yes, but
really
Blake,
nice guy.
working on projects that you've worked on doesn't make you a success. Clearly.
Oh, let's not list. Well,
We don't have to go through every show Blake's been
Let's
in that's
not
been
do the
cancelled.
list. Let's not do that list. What is that list?
Okay, because we've only got an hour after the film.
We haven't got enough time. If you do want the
actually,
full list, we
I
need to
got-
wait till the internet gets a bit bigger.
I got the studio
And then we'll
actually
be able to
to
publish it
print that
online.
list out for me.
But we need to invent new computers to store the data.
Oh, it's funny because it's true. That's the thing, isn't it?
It's
Oh, the truth hurts.
It's the truth. Yeah. Well.
So Will's about to do his
fucking
song.
truth.
This
is one of my favourite
We
bits
went
of the
through a
film.
few options on this song before we settled on whatever it is. What is it?
First time ever
First
I
time
saw
ever I
your
saw
face.
your face, yeah.
What else did we have?
We had for a
You're
while.
Beautiful
We're
by
trying
James
to
Blunt.
make.
I mean, imagine we're not allowed to say that now because we weren't allowed to.
I think we can probably say that we weren't allowed to use it,
Beautiful by James Blunt.
but I learned you're beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Who said no to that? Blunt, I assume.
He was very blunt. Why have I said
Oh.
that? Why have I said that?
I can't imagine. James.
The reason
Blunt.
James just paused is because
Sorry.
he's checking his phone.
My phone keeps going off.
How's your fridge?
How's your fridge, mate?
Oh, it
He had some
it's
problems with his
working.
fridge
It's
yesterday.
working again. It's
God,
working.
almighty,
Oh
yeah.
no! Bloody
I
hell!
just burped.
I bet James Blunt's a fan
a
of
bad
the
bit.
Inbetweeners.
Yeah.
I bet it wasn't up to him. I bet he's listening to this now going,
I wish.
could have had my song on the
If
Inbetweeners."
only, if only.
It could have been immortalised
Someone's
by
getting-
the
someone's getting
strange facial
fired.
expressions and weird overaged choir boy look of Simon Bird.
I kept trying to convince Ian and Damon to let me sing this at a lower pitch. They
If
weren't
you
having
like
it. They want it as high as possible.
Yeah, it's much funnier.
Yeah, I know. Other songs we toyed with,
you
Hero. Stop farting,
fart,
Please,
James.
stop farting. That was a consistent theme of the shoot as well.
Just
It's
before
been a
action was
consistent
said.
theme of the show.
No, it
James
went up a
farted.
notch
It
on,
went
this,
up a
on the
big notch.
sequel.
I think that was
It was
became
the
a thing.
timing of it.
No,
Just
I
as soon
think-
as
It was saving
action
it
was
for
called, we had
action.
to act through your farts.
I think it had something to do with the heat.
Yeah, no, it didn't. What are you
It
talking
did,
about?
It happened in England.
Your decision making changed because of the temperature.
No, I had so much fart because of the heat.
Why were you reserving
Why was it
all for
only
action?
happening on action?
Funny.
I suppose it is quite funny.
That's it, really, isn't it?
I suppose it is quite funny to see a scene that's got moderately worse performances in it.
Look,
Because we were
listen, Joe, I've seen
wading through the mist.
Joe, I've seen how you work. All right, so
Yes.
I came to the decision that doing a little fart or trying to put you off a little bit more
Actually, it does.
ain't
Kinda.
gonna do no harm.
Okay, well, again, I guess I'll just sort of carry on.
Yes,
Through
could
this-
you please?
through
Without-
this sort of,
without whinging.
slight
Oh, stop farting before action. Oh, stop!
barrage of,
Why did you throw my bag away just
curious
as
and
they're
negative comments.
saying set?
Well,
It's pathetic.
well, no, that was Blake, and to be fair, Blake, you were a cunt about that. Is how it works. Just mutual lack of respect. So
All right, if I'm gonna do,
you're so sexy. I like the way she says
yeah,
that.
you're so
It's
sexy.
funny.
There's
You're so sexy.
This is weird, isn't it?
This is
Yeah,
weird.
this is weird.
What
This is weird. I'm gonna
is the
like
implication that Jay wanking off over? Is
Jay.
it mainly over Will?
Yeah.
Jay. I think Jay has got some sort of
Well,
thing.
I mean, she's still fully clothed. But whereas
Yeah,
Will's
no,
got an
yeah.
erection, so he's wanking off over Will's erection. I mean, that's what we.
Okay, so
I think
three
Jay's
gayest
involved in this
moments?
relationship somehow. I think
Thank
he's
you.
sort of getting off on this relationship, watching from afar. Because
Yeah.
when we were making this film, my one main memory, is being in a scene with Will and Katie, but not saying anything and just watching Will and Katie talk, bleating on for ages and ages, and then occasionally I'd wank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd put it as one of the top three gayest moments of the
Like
film.
life, isn't it?
Jay wanking over Will. Another
Yeah.
one is when I think it'll be coming up in a bit when
Oh
Will
Jesus, yeah.
stares at Ben's.
Jay
wrinkled
wanking over Will's got to be
packed
the
chest.
gayest moment. You
I
can't
mean,
get
the
much
way
gayer
that
than
Ben takes
I don't know.
off. Ben takes
I don't know.
off his sort of vest top
Hmm.
is like how I would imagine a male stripper would take
We'll
it
get
off.
onto that, I
We'll
suppose.
get onto that. This
Oh,
bread.
bread.
Oh, the bread. We had fun with this bread.
We had fun with the bread.
Always at the wrong angle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't-
that's not
It
that's
didn't
not
stand up.
that's not their fault.
It's not the bread's fault. I mean, the
Why?
bread can't help
Who
the
made the
action
decision
of
to
the
stand the
use.
bread on its end like that anyway?
Who eats bread?
I know.
What meal is this?
I know who made
What,
that
a
decision.
tower of a vertical loaf that you rip bits off with your hands?
We all know who made that decision, and it's best we don't go into that.
Oh, okay.
I was mocked for my performance of this bit.
Well, obviously, don't pretend like it was an accident. Get here. Get here.
It's alright, mate. I can walk. God.
Here we go. Another conversation with Will and Kitty that I am sitting in and watching.
You're
It
wanking
was
in this as
fun.
well, weren't you? This
It was fun.
A single thing that happened. Nothing. Goes straight from sitting around the fire to puking. this
Oh,
morning.
sucker punch.
Oh my
No.
god.
How did you prepare for that then? Like as an actor to get ready for that kind of
Oh,
moment?
shut up, Blake.
I didn't understand one word of what just came out of your mouth, your
It was
so-called
just-
mouth.
Yeah. Your little.
That fucking excuse for
your
a
little-
mouth.
Yeah, your little ill-formed.
I'm just trying to give this a little something, guys. You know,
Oh,
I'm doing my best here.
I know
you know.
you are,
Right, you
and
did
I'm
a
sorry.
good
Oh,
job.
I'm
No,
sorry.
don't say sorry to him.
I'll
He's a
look
little-
back on this and I'll think we should have done this
No.
much better.
Listen, he's a little swat. He's a little swatty nerd.
You're a
that wants
little
to talk
pig
He wants to
squelching
talk
around
about the film,
in your,
whereas
in,
I
in your
just
own
want to.
self-righteousness.
He wants to talk about the film, whereas I just want to wind up here, Morris. So we're coming
I
from
kind of
two
wanna
different
wanna
wavelengths.
maybe do some singing.
I think, talking of Ian Morris, I think Ian actually had one of these when
course
he
he
went
did.
travelling.
No way.
Yeah.
Well,
believe so.
that should be mocked. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What the fuck were you doing?
Exactly. I mean, if you're
Put
working,
it in your front pocket. What pickpocket is going to go into your front pocket? And I mean,
What do you
there's-
mean front pocket?
You know the front pocket of your jeans. Put your money
Just
in
your
there.
pocket.
If you don't want to get pickpocketed,
That's just your pocket, mate. It's not.
well, your back pocket. Maybe I can see you're at risk there. Maybe somebody's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how
front
many
pocket,
nerve endings I've got
they're
in
not
my.
going to avoid the front pocket. That's where everything is.
No, but what I mean is you'll notice
They're called
because they'll
pickpockets.
end up
They're
like
really
they'll
good
end
at
up
it.
like stroking your cock or something, and you'll be like, wait a minute.
I don't think
Oh,
they're
that's right.
bothered.
That's just the
Oh,
normal sensation of somebody's hand in my pocket next to my cock. Obviously, you're going to notice. You'll be like, what are you doing? Stop.
I think they're better
pickpocketing
than
me.
you think they are.
Okay, look, I'm just going to say now, this is a challenge to all pickpockets.
They look. I've seen documentaries on Channel 5 about that.
Nah, please don't rob me.
Stuff on that goes on in the tube is amazing. People like nicking ties off of businessmen.
Tyres?
Ties
Ties, okay.
from round their necks, without them even noticing.
Why have they got a tie around their neck?
No, a tie. You fucking idiot. God, you thought I said tyre, Joe.
Imagine
Dickhead.
someone thinking that.
Oh, a little paunch has developed on.
Now listen, one thing really riles me is
Go
when
on.
you see any actor who's meant to be playing a run-of-the-mill, bog-standard male character with their shirt off,
Yeah.
and oh, surprise, surprise, they're really stacked. They've probably got about
Okay,
8%
look,
body fat.
I'm
And
sorry.
it's just fresh. And that's what annoys me about this. Just bottom shot there. I don't remember them filming that. I mean, you know, it feels a bit. Well, anyway. Are we going back? No. I'm just saying, you know, it's
You're saying it's
funnier.
refreshing to see like a real.
It's funnier. It's
a
funnier. I
genuine
don't
human
want to
body.
see like I know actors go to the gym a lot, and actually, if you've got a really hench body and it's not part of your character, obviously Ben he's meant to have a hench body.
Look
So
at- I mean,
and by the way,
look
there's the
at
game moment.
that.
I mean, look at this.
That's excellent.
That's great. There's
What a-
something funny about he looks like a man with a lion's head. I mean, that's what he looks like. A sort of leonine god.
Okay.
He is gorgeous,
Okay.
isn't he?
He's beautiful. He is a beautiful specimen.
Talking of beautiful specimens.
I was in some sort of funk during this scene. I was in a mood, and
Do you remember what that was based on?
I just
What was
thought-
the issue?
I think it was to be fair, a legitimate issue that I was worried about the quality of my acting, and I think one of the sort of executives tried to cheer me up by bringing me an ice cream. I mean that's quite embarrassing because you know I'm an adult and I probably shouldn't need to be cheered up by being given treats. But
How much time on that day did you spend with your face in that child's?
too much,
drop?
to be honest, too much. I was then given a place after that. I was given a place to relax, which was like the green room. The only other person in the green room was the child's mum. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, this isn't.
I'll tell you what
This
was
isn't very relaxing.
Yeah. Also,
It was just
what-
me saying sorry over and over again.
Also, what was great about that green room was it was a place where we were supposed to relax. Like, I mean, it's great people being fans of the show, and we love that people love the show. But like, we're working that day, and like,
And often we're in quite a bad mood,
yeah,
or
we're
having
not, we're not in a bad
meltdowns,
mood,
or
but
having nervous breakdowns.
we're in
or...
we're in costume, and we don't want people to know so much about where we're filming and what we're filming because we like to keep jokes and things like that really under wraps.
And we
so-
find the process of filming, I think, much more stressful than people
Yeah.
can possibly
Yeah.
imagine.
It's yeah.
So when we went and sat in the green room, and then the security man that was hired to make sure that we weren't bothered by people, came up and said to me and Joe, "Oh, these people want a picture with you.
Yeah.
Go out and see them." We were like, "Well,
Yeah.
hang on,
Yeah, it
we're
was.
trying to avoid,
Yeah, it was.
that."
Yeah, he was their security man. Actually, that's what you didn't. He was a. He
Oh,
was
was
the.
he?
Yeah, he
I
was.
just
he was
assumed
there.
he worked for me.
He was there to protect them from us.
Oh, it was on this ride, of course, that I don't think they were in the film, but we saw somebody who was actually at Splash Planet that day who looked exactly like Black.
Yes, it was this ride, yeah.
Absolutely, Yeah,
Just-
yeah.
He looked
It was
spitting
exactly
image.
beyond belief.
like.
He knew it as well,
Like-
all his mates knew it,
Yeah,
because we
they
sort of
were
waved to him, and
laughing.
he was like, yeah. He was it was horrible to look at.
He was.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, I think someone had just done a shit in the pool. Look at Blake's face.
Blake is still here.
No,
he
he
hasn't
was-
said-
He was a relatively normal-looking guy, but he did,
and we say
he did have
relatively
warts all over his
with a capital R, and in fact all capitals. He was covered in grey fur. It was all matted and
He was carrying a little version of himself in his front pocket.
he had a pouch with a version of him, a dwarf version of himself in the pouch. Just like Blake. Oh, God. Okay, I suppose Blake's waiting for us to move on.
I've got nothing to add.
Oh, man, look. I, in a curious way, respect you for trying to commentate on the film, as was our job for today. But, that's not how it's gone.
I'm really tired.
Yawning again. He's yawning
Jesus,
again. That's
well,
yawn number 3.
I think we need some sort of
We're
second wind here.
tired.
Because,
We're fine. We're fine. So so far, 3 yawns and 4 farts from James.
and we unable to distinguish between which ones were which. The yawns actually smelt worse than the farts, which was weird. Let's have total silence for a bit. 5 seconds of silence.
I think we should just
Let's just stop for a bit.
should we stop it here? No, I'm only joking. I can be bothered.
Blake, did you enjoy swimming with the dolphin?
Oh, I couldn't do that lip thing at all. Couldn't do it at all. I know exactly what Ian and Damon
Oh,
want.
no, it's good.
Nah, it doesn't look right.
I think it looks right.
Blake, answer my question. Did you enjoy swimming with the dolphin?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Did they?
We'll go to the dolphin for a slightly fuller response to that question. No, I don't know. What would they say? What would they say? What am I talking about?
We should probably just say the obviously this wasn't chicken. It wasn't a hamburger.
Well,
It wasn't a sub.
it's made of some kind of weird fishy gelatin
Fish
stuff, I
paste.
think.
I think it was probably made out of the same stuff as the prosthetic penises. Some sort of like.
So that
composite.
there, that sub is that's fish, is it?
Well, no, that's real.
The one that goes into the mouth, so it cuts to
The burger though. So the burger.
The burger that I
what was
anything
the
you see
bread?
actually go in the dolphin's mouth is made of like a gelatin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not gelatin.
But
'cause that's like made out
the
of
dolphin's
beef.
brilliant. Like you just do a few hand signals, it rolls over, opens its mouth, has a little shout.
Yeah.
It's very good. Smartest animal I've worked with, including
Well,
humans.
Oh, come on. Well, yeah, it's probably. I accept that. criticism.
And in the background there, all those supporting artists
They
all work on the film.
They all work for Boark International, who are the intergalactic corporation who make this moving picture. I like Emily in that one because she's kind of doing something with a post.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
That sounded perverted.
That's maybe the worst bit we've done.
I like
No, I
Emily
just-
in that one because she's.
That's
doing
not bringing
something with
any
the
sort of
post.
information. That's nothing.
That
There's
was
nothing
just
interesting about
gibberish.
that.
That's absolutely.
You're not telling them anything new. You liked
Yeah,
like
it was-
one of the people in it because she
I-
might have been doing something with a post.
Good. That was good.
It was like a sort of cryptic crossword clue.
Was that some sort of rig? he
Emily
was
does
wearing
something
there,
with the
Blake?
post.
I was
maybe,
wearing
question mark.
a poo rig, and so they had a little squirt come out onto my shorts there. It was much debate over how much was too much and how much was just enough.
And that's why you're obviously wearing white swimming shorts.
White swim shorts. They're actually
So
just
show up.
football shorts. I
There's
think the whole
Umbro
thing was that
shorts,
Neil
aren't they?
forgot his swim shorts.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Oh, and that's chocolatey poo that's just been dropped down. But
This
again, I had to just kind of try and hold it and release the right amount of chocolatey poo.
I went down this slide 48 times in a day. It was genuinely, I did not get sick of it. I loved it.
Which actually
Yeah, but you don't like this.
I really,
kind of
is in stark contrast to your experiences with roller coasters
Exactly,
that you,
yeah.
Oh, I hate
you
roller
didn't
coasters, yeah.
enjoy.
so I really lost my voice as well doing this because
Oh, you did, yeah. I remember that.
all of that vocal stuff we added later in a sound studio. So I didn't need to make any sound at all as we were filming that. Instead, I was screaming my little lungs out and then lost my voice the next 2 days of filming.
How did they do that bit?
Just added a little.
I had
sound
a little,
effect
fun,
there.
little sound effect there. Well
You
done,
can
James.
fart on cue.
That fucking stinks
another
as
one.
well.
It's weird that there would be just fart noises. Now, this is maybe our favourite moment of the film, I think.
Yeah.
I
This
think
is
this is probably
brilliantly
when... and I just love the music, and it's the idea that it's this sort of King Kong moment, like he's a disgusting... Simon, horrible, inhuman
it's
monster,
like-
but
it's-
there's some humanity in his eyes, and if
I
only
have to
people
say,
would just...
It's like the
Again-
Elephant Man.
Again,
Yeah.
to Ian and Damon's credit, this was not the original idea for this scene, I don't think. We filmed part of it one day, and there was just a sense that it wasn't quite as funny as it could be. And then they came out the second day and they'd had the idea that I should be sort of stumbling around a bit more, and I should be a bit of a sort of monster.
Yeah.
And that sort of saved this scene, I think. So good on them. You can always be improving, always tinkering.
Always, particularly when it's our acting that you're looking to sort of lick into shape. There will be one of the things I really pride myself on as an actor is that I will give the editors the chance to improve my work. I always leave room for improvement.
To follow up on my comment about the slide, this is the scene in which I didn't have a voice. Nobody else seems to be able to notice, but I can very much...
Can we hear this now? So let's hear Simon Bird's voice.
Not for a bit, I don't think, but croaky. It is croaky. Okay. I stand by that. It's croaky.
Cokie. It wasn't Cokie.
Croaky!
Jane, I should have never bought her that wee fit. She said she wanted to lose a bit of weight, and I was just trying to help. I loved her the way she was.
Yeah.
That's what you said. You couldn't... I mean, I can't tell the difference.
I can't tell the difference.
Okay.
I knew it was an island, so I thought, it can't be that big. I'll probably just bump into her down the shops, but it's fucking massive. And now she's gone forever. My life is pointless again.
This is just quite a serious bit of the film, really.
Sorry, you bought her a Can't tell anything wrong with your
voice. Dad was right. He should have just whipped it out.
You're very kind.
I
appreciate that.
I mean, it's a shit performance, but the voice sounds fine.
Yeah.
It just whatever you say sounds the same.
It's just like hearing a horrible. It's the equivalent of hearing a horrible screaming noise. In my ears. Just.
I could always ask Lucy where she is. Oh shit! Yeah, Lucy will probably know. Really? Actually, thinking about it, she'll definitely know. She sent her a wedding invitation.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll Skype her now. Shotgun. Don't worry, mate. We'll find her. Thanks for this.
No problem.
No problem. You'll do the same for me. We
I want $20 from Damon Beasley right now because this is the first time that I drove the car.
Oh yeah.
And
you did it first take, didn't you?
Yeah, Beasley was like, "Oh, I bet you stalled it."
He was convinced you'd stall. Yeah.
And this is me driving still.
Yeah.
Look at this parking.
We're all good drivers, aren't we?
Perfect.
I could drive, and Joe, you can drive.
You can't drive.
James, you can drive, and Blake, you had to do a bit of driving in the film as well.
I had to do a little bit.
How did that go?
It could have gone better. There's a little bit of
Did you
stalling and endangerment of lives and things.
And
punching the steering wheel. That went on a
steering
little
wheel
bit.
once or twice. Yeah, doesn't help when you're acting, driving, and trying not to breathe in James's farts.
Yeah.
So.
And did you find our atmosphere?
You're supposed to be a professional, Blake. You pride yourself on that.
Yeah, well,
and yet you couldn't.
And you feel that we were supporting you and encouraging you and being forgiving if you did make a mistake.
Yeah, and I mean, there's some people on set that are supportive and nice, and unfortunately, none of them are in this room with me right now.
Ooh.
So
that's bloody hell. That is dark, man.
Who are you talking about then? Because we're the only people.
I socialise with other people on the set.
The
we've heard about your mates. Yeah.
Like the extras that you have fired.
Hey, if they're not supportive, they're gone.
Yeah,
they're gone.
They weren't bowing and curtsying properly, and if they were doing it, they were doing it flippantly.
Yep.
As if it was somehow beneath them.
They have. Well, I have standards. That's
I had to be fair on you,
the
Blake.
fairy cakes.
I had to get rid of one because
substandard.
I had to get rid of one because one, like, well, he pretended he got confused and he curtsied me instead of obviously men don't curtsy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you think you're funny, do you? You think you're funny? Here's your P45, mate.
Yeah, and he was like, oh,
How funny is that?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Like, oh,
No,
nerves aren't an
please, sir.
excuse.
Please, no. This is my life's
No,
dream.
listen, this is no industry for weaklings.
Yeah.
You disgust me. Get out of my sight.
And he's now in the Star Wars film.
Yeah. He's doing very well now.
Here he is, Pete.
Surprise. How are things down
Peter.
under? I don't mean your horrible balls.
Is this the one that is meant to be sort of partly based on like one of my real life friends? Who's
Got no idea, mate. Only you can answer that, obviously.
Know. I have an actor friend. He's
Johnny Sweet.
Johnny Sweet, and the idea is he's cooler and funnier and sort of just better.
Just a better person.
Just a better.
He is, yeah, he's a good guy.
He's more what God had in mind for man.
Handsome.
And
handsome man for sure.
Handsome.
You may remember him. He played Dean in the
they'll remember
episode where we go to London.
They'll remember.
He's also in a little-known sitcom. I don't want to bang on about it, but I don't know whether you've heard of Chickens.
Oh.
Sky One DVD now.
Is that
available, but-
is that coming back? Because I love that. I love that, and I can't wait for some new episodes of.
Don't worry about it.
It was cancelled.
Don't worry about it.
Cancelled.
Television's loss is someone's gain. Television's lost. Television's lost.
Television's loss. I say
Television's
again.
No, right. Listen. Okay. In the case of Chickens, television's loss is the viewer's gain.
Yeah. I agree with you in a weird way. Hard to sort of have viewers if your show isn't on television, but I get the.
So here, the group dispersed, don't they? This is the equivalent of the moment in the first film.
This is classic break into two.
This is
moment.
classic Inbetweeners film
There's
stuff.
the breaking of the fellowship. So off goes the little dwarf on his own.
This is,
The elf, the fawn, and the dark rider.
I do look like an elf, don't I?
Allocate them as you wish. Go
I
off.
mean, I assumed you meant me as elf because you said fawn. For
No, well, we
next.
know.
Yeah, well, no,
the
because
fawn-
they're
the
two
fawns.
elf and fawn are actually both Blake, and then you and me together with the dark rider.
We're one.
I'm
Blake's two people. We're one person.
Why is Blake a fawn? Just so
because he's got
everyone-
fucking hairy legs.
They are.
I don't. Well,
hairy
I
as all
assume
shit.
they are legs. I mean, I don't know. It's like seeing a kind of fern where you can't see the stem because all you can see is the foliage.
Said foliage, right?
It's like a coral reef. There could be little birds nesting in there. You know,
there are.
like a coral reef has in it. There are some little birds in there. Simon Bird, for one.
He loves getting up in there.
He loves well.
His whole
he's
family.
never happier than in Blake's legs. He loves it in there.
His whole family are in there.
It's made of-
They're the little birds.
This guy's got a holiday home there, and whenever this gets too much, even just at a weekend, he gets the train out there.
Just get on with this bird. Any good?
Oh god, I got really sick doing
I
that.
bet he
did.
did. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
Of course you did. What about this?
zipline.
Yeah, this actually I was better on this.
Is it not incredibly boring?
It's not the first allegation that would spring to mind.
But
I guess in the way that sort of the experience of being alive is boring.
no, I
Yeah,
mean the zip lining thing. Is it not boring? Because like you sign up for zip lining, it's all day long, and that's all you do. You do that about 6 times. It takes you about 4 hours to get up a tree.
Yeah, we did it in about 5 minutes, so no, it was fine.
Yeah, but you're there specially.
Do you not think that the lighting in this scene, the lighting,
quite
not just
beautiful,
the
isn't
sun,
it?
I
It's
don't
the
know, tell you
magic
about
hour.
it, is really
witching
beautiful.
hour.
It looks like the Wizard of Oz to me. I mean, it looks like
Yeah. Well, we are in Oz.
we are in Oz.
Yeah.
You're quite right, and this is a wizard film.
Yeah.
It's radical, and you and all your pals should go and see it.
Stop talking like you're
Like
in an
that's
Enid
okay.
Blyton book.
Ah, but I am in need of light and book.
You wish you were, didn't you? That's your ideal
That
life,
is my
isn't it?
ideal life. I'd love that.
When you go to heaven,
Picnics
that's,
and crime solving.
yeah, when you go to heaven, that will be how you spend eternity, won't it?
Rounding up reprobates with a little terrier dog
Yeah.
as my sidekick. And then at the end, the police go, "We've been after this gang for months.
Yeah, you discover
You kids
some-
have certainly saved us a lot of embarrassment."
You discover some money in a cave
That's right.
in a lagoon somewhere.
That's right.
And you'll be like, who does this belong
It is
to?
belong to, yeah. And then some swarthy men chase us off.
So here before the fire, we transmit
Sexy.
on the song lines to the rest of the planet. Let's help heal the world by throwing all the
What would you guys throw onto fire?
I wouldn't throw anything onto a fire because I agree with the message of the film in that this
Sardines.
is all nonsense, and that people that take these sort of things seriously need to get,
Take him down a peg or two.
yeah.
I'm gonna sort of vaguely stand up for this in the sense that while I don't really believe anything's happening, I think it can
It can be
It
nice.
can shift the way you think.
I'm
It can
for-
kind of get you out of your head a bit.
No, I don't think so.
I think it can.
No,
I think it can.
I think if you're a normal person, I think you end up thinking like Will, in which like, you know,
Yeah.
well, I mean, what he says is completely fine. Negativity. Oh no, that's not the wrong answer. That's not. No, you
Yeah.
can't say that. There are no wrong answers. But there, yeah, make your mind up.
Apparently, this is based almost word for word on an experience that Ian had.
And he started arguing that there's nothing. I can't possibly say a wrong answer. Then all right, babies. Let's throw babies on the fire then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah.
the whole world.
Oh, he's such a strange man.
Pass. Look, maybe you should just tell me the right answer.
There's no right answer.
So,
Clearly there is
yeah,
that.
I mean, well, it's like this scene's over now.
No, there's more of that scene.
There's a bit more in a minute, isn't there? Yeah.
Do you reckon anyone's watched? Well, hang on, I've got something.
James has got something.
Here's something that will take up 30 seconds of time.
Go on.
Do you think anyone has bought this DVD? Do you think that there is at least one person,
Yes.
out of all the billions of people that are going to buy this DVD, do you reckon there is at least one person that's bought the DVD that hasn't been to the cinema to see the film, that hasn't seen the film on the DVD first, has just gone straight to the commentary?
I think there could be one. If you were maybe, I don't know why you.
No.
I don't know why you would be, but if you were writing a PhD about DVD commentaries,
Stop doing
Sorry.
it. Just carry on.
Sorry.
it's.
I'd
superb
throw
there.
James's gas on the fire.
Well, no, because that's
And that was
fucking
close.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's not, because I don't know whether you've heard of the term megadeath, but it refers to a unit of 1,000,000 deaths, and that is the sort of numbers you would be in if you did that.
Oh God, so unhealthy.
You would be able to throw it though, because they're solid, of course. They're so heavy.
Yeah, just stick it in a bag.
Some of the farts do seem like they're quite heavy.
You do.
Have you ever seen the
You have to be a
Hindenburg
bag for
disaster?
life, ironically.
You ever seen footage of the Hindenburg disaster? It'd be very much like that,
Very much.
just twice as fast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yes, spazzy little African
Yeah.
babies riddled with malaria and AIDS. Oh, there they go, onto the fire. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. How's that?
Okay.
That is wrong.
Yep, thought it
But
might
do
be.
you not think that maybe that puts you in a bad mood saying that?
Me?
I think Will would be in a better mood if
You
if
might.
Katie would just put out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, she had to be fair. She's
Done her bit.
She's done her bit.
Yeah.
Will was the one who didn't take his chance just because his friend was watching and wanking.
And just because she was unconscious.
Come on, lad. That doesn't win you any lad points.
Certainly doesn't.
And there were hundreds up for grabs.
Certainly doesn't. You think you? I mean, let me think. What lad? I mean, if a footballer was in that situation, do you think he'd stop just because she was unconscious? No, because they're bloody lads. That's why. Because they're bloody football lads.
Absolutely. Well, it depends which footballer, I suppose. Some of them are.
Some of them are gay. Yeah, sure.
I'm not talking about the gay ones. I'm talking about the more. There's some of them more.
What
thoughtful
one's the one that's
and more interested in
that's a well-known gay, but it's sort of
What?
a well-known gay?
Obviously, we
Let's not-
can't say. Even if we did
Let's
know what
not
the hell
talk
you were
about who's
talking
a
about.
well-known gay, and if we were, let's not use the phrase well-known gay. Because gay isn't a noun.
Of course it is.
It's
Of course
it's
it
a
is.
verb. If you gay someone.
No.
Maybe just move on from the gay stuff altogether is one option.
If I was gay,
Yeah.
I'd say I'm a gay.
Yep.
I wouldn't have any problem with that.
All right. Oh, okay then.
In fact, I've got news for you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I am a gay.
Well, we're in private because no one's listening to this, so this is a
We
perfect
had a-
opportunity to come out.
Me and Joe had a little joke, a little running joke throughout this filming.
That we're gonna hook up.
It was just,
Like,
we
we're like,
sort
oh,
of
have you not got,
oh,
you haven't got a partner?
oh, you're
Have you not got a
single?
partner? Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. I thought
Oh,
you.
interesting.
Well, I guess to us, I guess. I mean,
to new beginnings,
to new opportunities.
new experiences.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Interesting. Just a little joke, little weird little joke. Never goes across very well with anyone else. But as I've said, there's no one listening, so doesn't matter. I like this stuff. I think this is funny. I like your upcoming speech. I was gonna call you Will. Simon Bird. Simon Allen Bird. Is that it?
No, that's my brother. you're
That's
thinking
your
of.
brother, Alan Bird.
Yeah.
I don't know what your middle name is.
Anthony, mate.
Anthony,
Was it
that's
Alan
what it is.
that
Anthony. I knew
popped
it.
down to set?
Joseph Owen Thomas.
Joseph Owen Thomas.
Blake Keenan Harrison? What is
No.
Well, first of all, it's not even Harrison.
No.
No,
Harrison Keenan.
Harrison.
Blake Harrison Keenan, of course. And James. Sir Robert? James?
Think. Come on, Buckley. What country would you?
Jeff.
I don't know.
It's like Irish.
Patrick.
Like, you know,
Patrick.
it is Patrick, amazingly.
named after my grandfather.
They cut a bit here because in the we filmed a bit where I come back and I take the guitar from Ben and then I
Yeah.
start smashing it out.
Yeah.
It was really fun to film. I got to smash up 5 guitars.
That's so good. Why did they? I don't know why they cut that.
You're
I
such a
like-
little nerd. It's really good. I got to smash up 5 guitars. Is that what you said when you got home to your wife? Oh, I smashed up 5 guitars today. Oh, that's good.
I just
Your
had something
your
on those
tea-
lines.
I've got your tea ready for you. That sounds like lots of fun.
Don't know quite what you're ripping on there, but
This is good.
yeah, I like
This
this.
is a good scene. She's funny.
Claudia Doherty
Yeah.
is very, very funny.
Yeah,
woman.
really funny.
You should go and see her live. She does lots of shows
Australian?
in and around London and at the Edinburgh Festival.
Is she Australian?
She is, yeah. And she did a.
She lives here.
She did
No.
a comedy blap, didn't she, with Boark
She works here.
for Channel 4,
She works in this
which is
country.
online, available now. Check it out. Yeah, she lives in London.
She's come over here and she's taken.
You haven't mentioned
God, yeah.
Ferg.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, the fella. I think we have genuinely got to go back.
No,
actually.
people just rewind. There was a guy sat outside the front of the pub. What was he wearing?
Blue shirt and a
Blue shirt and
He's
hat.
there. You just see him in a hat there. Back a shot. Rewind.
Or don't.
Or don't.
You know,
Don't.
up to you.
But
Take
He's
our word
James's
for it, he's
friend. He's called Ferg. He came all the way from England to. I know this is genuinely the fucking middle of nowhere. This is like, it's a.
population of 67
It's
people in
ridiculous.
this place.
It's absolutely in the middle of nowhere. It might as well be. It's almost like it's on another planet. It's a plane journey from a town called Olympic Dam. It's a tiny small plane. Olympic Dam is itself. Oh no! Wait a minute. Well, essentially, it's a long way.
Basically, it's a really difficult place to get to.
There he is,
There
blue
he is
shirt.
there in the blue shirt.
And
he's
Ferg came
he's
all
my
the way
actual
from,
mate.
from Essex.
He came all the way from Essex just to have a pint with me.
That is literally true.
That's
And,
basically
and
it.
we said, well, if you come all this way, you should probably do. You should probably be in the film.
But I used
Do
to
some
go
work.
about before I was in the Inbetweeners. A little bit after I was in the Inbetweeners as well. I used to go about with him and fit kitchens for people.
Yep.
In,
He,
in a little mini.
We make it seem there like he did this amazing thing to get all the way to the middle of the outback by himself.
Yeah, what
He
he
wasn't
kind
by
of did.
himself.
He got. Yeah.
He got to the nearest.
He got to a
city.
nearest town, which was about, I don't know, 1,000 miles away or something.
Yeah.
And then I think Damon went to pick him up.
No,
oh, no,
some-
someone from the pub.
No,
The
yeah, it was
barman
Andy.
From the
It
pub,
was Andy.
drove through the night.
It was Andy. He
To
was
pick
a,
up
he was a
Ferg.
Crashed his
really-
car?
He crashed his car. Yeah, it was Andy. He was a really, really great guy. He was the barman at that
That
pub.
pub that we
That
you
pub
just
that we were
saw.
just outside was where we were actually staying, and they were all great there, and we had so much
We had
fun.
such a good time in the
Wonderful.
outback, didn't we?
It was brilliant.
It was
Mar-
wonderful.
the
I'll tell you
Mari
why.
Hotel
I'll tell you why it
was
was so
brilliant.
fun, because there was no mobile phone.
There was nothing, wasn't there? We had to.
We
had
went out
to.
to
signal,
stargaze
and there was
Yeah.
no
in
internet
the
access,
night.
so we had to talk to each other.
It was.
And
it was
that
a
was
real
why it was
lesson.
fun.
We'd
That
get
is
drunk
literally why
late
it was
into the
fun.
night, and then we'd drive out into the middle of the desert, and we'd go stargazing,
It was
and it
stunning.
it was really breathtaking.
It was wonderful, and I was
It was
happy
good.
there in a way that I have not been happy before.
It's the most romantic moment of my life.
It was lovely, and you can see the galaxies.
What was
Blake,
the?
what you go on.
I was gonna
Blake's eating some white buttons.
I am, yes.
I'm
Very
having.
tasty.
I'm eating the worst thing you could possibly eat while doing an audio recording. It's
glue?
a crunchy.
You're,
Oh, yeah.
Jay also eats a crunchy in this scene coming up, doesn't
Oh
he?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Obsessed with crunchies.
absolutely.
They are good, though.
Man and boy, fiction and reality.
How hot would you say it was? when we
I
were
think it
filming
might
this?
have been about 48 degrees.
It was,
I think we were pushing. It was pushing 50, wasn't it? 50 degrees.
Yeah, it was a refreshing
Celsius.
50 degrees. A temperature at which Heston Blumenthal would cook, quite literally. I mean, if you were doing one of those 72-hour things, you might put something in at 50. I reckon. If you wanted to get an egg that was that had gone all weird, for want of a better description, a weird egg, you might cook that in the outback for a few days. But you'd be dead by the time it was ready to eat.
We were treated very well by the crew, weren't we? In between scenes, as soon as they called cut, they'd come in. We'd have
It was incredible.
put like sort of wet towels around
Yeah.
us.
If you
And we
want,
had
yeah.
The main thing we actually had to wear was a net over our face because of the flies.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you can't see.
Well, there's one there. I
Flies,
mean,
yeah. Uh-oh.
there's a lot. The thing is, there were more flies than I expected, particularly
They
in the
were everywhere.
eyes.
Yeah, up the nostrils,
I
in the
would
mouth.
tolerate flies if they weren't in my eyes, ears, and other orifices. And the truth was that was the only place. Those were the only places they were interested in going.
Well, stop shoving flies up your ass.
Yeah. Well, I should have stopped doing that really, but unfortunately, I can't stop. Whatever. So is that a fly there? No.
No, that's Simon Bird.
Whee! Got it, Simon. You a fly. You look like a fly. You talk like a fly. You're a fly.
Whole lot of squinting going on in this scene as well.
Very sunny. It's quite sunny in Australia, isn't it?
It's sunny out
It works
there.
out.
People die. I mean,
Sun
people die
was
in the outback.
fucking everywhere.
Oh, that was also what
go
we
through the
discovered, wasn't
outback.
it? Because we were in the outback, and we all found out just how easy it was to just sort of die.
Yeah,
because it was so hot.
At the pub/hotel that we were staying at, they had cuttings from the local newspaper of
People who died.
various tourists.
Yeah.
Stories of various tourists who had come and stayed and just died.
It's
But
just.
it would like there
incredibly
was some
sad.
times when I was just like in between shots or whatever, I was just sitting in a chair and I was because of the heat, I just felt so tired, and I just thought I could just shut my eyes now and just probably
just drift away.
just if I was on my own, I would do. I'd shut my eyes now and they probably never open again.
Yeah.
All of this stuff was quite a last minute thing. I think this was actually meant to be our day off.
Yeah, let's
Oh, we
not
went in
go into that.
No, it's all right. Well, this is what I would have done on my day off. Wander around a barren wasteland. Metaphorically. So, might as well do it literally. I don't know what I mean by
I
that.
can't believe we didn't bring any sun cream. Not even like Factor 8. Even some shitty
It's a bit
Factor 8 would
dusty.
make the situation better.
And also the
Dusty.
floors.
The floor's what? Go on, I got to the end of
The
this.
floor's
sentence.
full of thorns.
That was true. Yeah, they get into your socks.
The
wouldn't
only plant there is what I would refer to as thorn, and the only
Yeah.
animal is fly.
they? You'd kneel down and just get a knee full of thorn.
It was just. It's a difficult place to film. I mean, you need a 4-wheel drive, and you need to not get out of it, and you need some tracks on the stereo. that you can.
The open road.
Yeah,
Open
some
road,
rocking
boy.
tracks on a stereo.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Beautiful
get
woman on your arm.
Or maybe get a DVD player and watch a couple of flicks.
A couple of movies.
I feel sorry for Blake in this scene wearing trousers. Amazing.
I was quite happy with it. I didn't mind. I quite enjoyed it.
Okay.
Less makeup on the legs.
Yeah.
And we all know we've got to keep these legs covered up, otherwise it turns into some kind of fantasy movie.
Well, that's
it.
it.
Turns into some
True.
kind of
You can see my
Lord of
hooves.
the Rings epic.
Yeah, I've got 2 knees on each leg. One half the way down the shin. It's like a big finger. Like a spider.
Oh.
Oh.
I think I ate that crunchy too quick. Oh, Jesus.
When they reported being dead, I bet
So,
Bit
this
of
is
indigestion there.
a new departure for us, really. This was kind of quite a serious bit.
This was a nice filming. I
We,
remember that much.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
Neil's
but I
about
mean-
to piss in your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, not quite the serious, but yeah. For me, that was a very serious scene.
Just putting my head down for a bit.
You have a little rest, mate.
Cheers, mate.
We'll hold the fort. Okay, so
Can I say, congratulations if you've stuck it out to now.
absolutely.
You're doing very well.
You've lasted longer than me.
I'm just going to go for
James's eyes are closed.
all out. So let's do, I don't know, most underrated European cities for a day trip.
Underrated.
Let's go.
Well, it's not really underrated, but
Luxembourg
Copenhagen's ideal.
Copenhagen. Oslo's very nice.
Liverpool's nice to visit.
Yeah. Edinburgh. Beautiful.
I'm dying.
So I don't know. Let's say like
Real, if you get the chance.
great international railway journeys.
Well, if you are in Oslo, you go Oslo to Bergen.
Also
don't you?
Bergen.
Ooh.
The
Okay, let's
The
There
talk.
it is. There's the
Let's
meaty
talk about
prosthetic penis.
Neil's penis.
it's very knobbly.
It's big, isn't it?
It's a
That is
big
big,
one.
right, guys?
It's a
That's-
lot of foreskin on there as well.
Guys, that's larger than average, right?
Don't know, mate. To be fair.
Well, it's a different. I mean, it's chalk and cheese. I mean, that's in a different league. I mean, yeah.
There it is. Was that like hot tea?
It was tea.
It
so
was
they-
hot, wasn't it?
They used tea because it looks a bit like urine, but what they did was just make some tea, like brew some tea. And they were like, okay, the tea's ready, and get it before it cools down, because the last thing that somebody in 50-degree heat would want is some cold water on their face.
That's my favourite shot of the film.
It's a skull, isn't it? It's a urine skull. It's Damien Hirst designed that shot. It's about the inadequacy of man, and how ultimately we're all doomed.
Yeah. So this was quite weird filming this.
Yeah, we got.
I felt genuinely sad because I just felt like.
Is it because you thought you might not get to work with us again?
Well,
That must have been
I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, but we
Okay,
know.
say no more. Say no more.
No, yeah, of course it was.
Well, it is sad, you know, to.
I was just sitting there thinking, I'm going to go on now to have a really amazing career, and I don't think I'm going to work with these guys again.
Okay, so you were delirious. You'd lost your mind. No, I can't understand.
Joe,
what
do you want to
understand what
fight?
you mean. We'll have a little fight.
Do you want to fight?
Yeah.
Can I fight you, Joe, after you saying that?
Well, you started it, mate.
You've mugged me off on the DVD commentary.
I have mugged you off. I think
we-
it's the
we
first
should
time I've ever
fight.
managed to mug anyone off in my entire life, I think. So I'm just going to bask in the glow and then go back to being worried about, to be fair, me acting. But here's one thing I do enjoy. It's the way that me and Simon Bird choose to hold hands.
Yeah.
I've never had,
I know-
even people in my life that I've had sex with and have been having sex with, I've
know-
never held their hand
I
like this.
noticed
I've never
this.
done it as intimate a handhold.
I noticed this at the time, and I never ever said anything, but I did notice it. I did see it, thinking, there's something going on there between
Yeah.
these two.
It,
I think it's nice.
It's nice. It's like maximum surface area to volume ratio.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to feel every single one of your little fingers.
So this is the what year is this England top from? There's a bit of trivia.
1990, isn't it?
1990.
It will be. It'll be the
Good-
1990
good
away
vintage.
kit, yeah.
Almost. I mean, that was a good year for England, basically. Looking back,
96 is good.
96 was good. Simon, you say it's the best year of your life. Euro 96.
Not a bad year.
Great year, wasn't it? I was so happy. There's the handout I'm talking about. Maximum contact.
And now the sort of camera pans up and away.
And then I don't know if you
bet-
saw this in the cinemas, but this is where there would be a break in the cinemas at this point. This was the end of Act 1, and you would be allowed to go out and go to the toilet and get something to eat.
Ian and Damon apparently seriously considered ending the film here. That would just be the end of it.
Have they
Yeah.
locked off
The Inbetweeners die, and
Yeah.
that's that.
Are we just not moving there, or have they done something funny there? Because we do look remarkably still. Have they kind of done some kind of Instagram thing where they
I think we were just
locked
that
it?
tired.
I don't know how they could have moved the camera like this.
How's that gone up so high? I don't remember the cameraman being that tall and that extendable.
Wasn't it Inspector Gadget?
Makes it look like
Oh,
this next scene is
that's why
heavy.
they had Inspector Gadget on DOP duty. Oh, trad.
All right, here we go. So this guy Morris had a massive crush on.
Now he's in The Castle, isn't he? Which
He
is a really
is.
good Australian comedy film. When I was in Australia in my gap year, I was staying with a family who kindly agreed to look after me. The very first thing that happened when I met them was they sat me down and put The Castle on. It was like the equivalent of having to like salute the flag in an American
I think that's
classroom.
quite good.
I like it. Yeah, it was like, you know,
It's like an Australian coming over and making them watch 40 Towers or something.
yeah, or other, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or the In-Betweeners.
Other classic comedies, The Inbetweeners, for example. I mean,
No, no.
let's not get out of 40 Towers' arse. Let's, you know, I mean, it is a classic.
It's good to have
Still can't do
Lydia. Good to have Lydia around in the Outback, wasn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what, she was.
Lydia was in the Outback with us. She did one day's filming. She was there with us for the whole week. She didn't bring anything to do. The one thing she brought to do was some knitting to make herself a scarf. And she was staying in the Outback.
Absolutely
And
extraordinary.
then she
Come on,
lost.
mate.
And then she
Think it
lost the
through.
scarf that she made.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear, no.
Oh, she did. She did. Yeah, she did. She did.
Just on.
Yeah, if you are going to the Outback, you should bring some sort of activity to do, because the only other activity is picking insects out of your eyes, which does get a bit dull after a while.
Do you want to get back together?
No.
board game recommendations. What was that one they had? Oh, I can't remember what it was called.
Board game.
Oh, stratagem.
I don't know.
Stratego.
Stratego. It's a bit like a cross between Guess Who and Battleships, and I guess
Bit of risk thrown in there.
bit
as
of
well.
risk. Yeah, and it's fun. It's a good game. I think it's only available in the Australian interior because that's where you've got enough time to play it. The games take hours. They take as long as an actual military campaign.
We couldn't wait to leave the outback. Although some
It is a good game though. You
stayed with
should
us forever. Mainly the sight of
check it out.
I did not enjoy being on the back of that. Me and Blake are in the back of that pickup truck just then, and it did not feel safe. It didn't,
No.
did it?
I don't
I was
like.
on
I
there
was
as well,
alright
I
with it,
think.
mate, but you know, I'm a
where I
bloke,
was.
and I.
Where I was.
Yeah.
I must have some people to look for us, and we were on the news, though they called us pommy morons, and everyone's flown over because they were worried, but everything's changed.
More Skype acting here. It is quite. It's difficult. Obviously, that isn't there when you're doing it. It's a blank screen.
There's a lot of
so-
debate, wasn't there, about how to end the film. And I think on the deleted scenes they'll be able to see
Us
a
in
scene.
hospital.
We filmed a scene, in between this scene and the one you've just seen before it, where we were in hospital. And
Really good scene, I think.
Yeah, it's very funny. Check it out on the deleted scenes.
It's got a
make
comedian
the
called
final
Marek
cut.
Larwood in it, who's pretty
Very
good.
funny.
Pretty funny guy. And it was my favourite scene because all I had to do in it was pretend to be asleep, which I
You fucked it up a bit,
by,
actually, mate.
I fucked up a little bit. But I worked around it by being asleep. It's a good day. And just occasionally asking for sweets and cups of coffee.
This is one of my favourite shots
And
of the
dessert
film.
wines.
Oh yeah, this is good.
This is good.
I'm single, and now Pete has to go out with you.
Yeah, very good.
Love that.
Well done, Joe.
Thanks very much. The hair, of course, looks like it's got a shot up because I'm excited. like a cartoon character.
And here we go, bit of Gilbert for
Whee,
you.
good
Bro.
day.
Got to have a bit of Gilbert, haven't you?
There he is.
People would be upset if Gilbert didn't feature.
This was a special set that we had built with an extra high roof.
Okay. Well,
He's tall.
when a man loves a lady very much, blood rushes
Somebody
to the
asked me
jugular,
once if
enlarging
there was some
significantly
sort of Lord
the
of the
penis.
Rings sort
In
of.
this case,
If they'd fucked around with
trickery.
it to make it
Yeah.
look like,
Like
he was-
I'm on my knees.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
that they.
I've
sort
got my
of-
knees in the shoes.
He's on green screen and they put him in even bigger.
No, it's simply a case of I'm short, he's tall. Simple as that.
Yeah, because your eye line is like his belly button. Or
It
something,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever seen his face?
Well, no,
It depends what the weather's like. If
cloudy.
clouds moving in,
Yeah.
then it simply isn't possible.
so here's some bad news. It turns
Just
out we
depends
can
on-
desert because I appear to be.
They really went for it,
Depends on
didn't
the
they? That
pressure.
snogging. They were enjoying that a little
A little
bit
too much. Yes. Well, they're both fine-looking human beings,
What did you just say?
and I would snog either one of them.
After that,
Oh, I bet you chasing a fat chicken here. You're lucky fatty bum bum didn't eat you during the
Have you ever punched anyone in the face, James, really? In real life?
No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay, he's going to say no.
I mean, weak for time was weak as fuck, obviously. More like
It's almost as though you want me to move on from that topic of conversation.
So, I've been punched in the face more times than I've punched someone in the face.
Oh,
Do you know what? I can believe that.
Yeah,
I
no.
loved this fight. I like watching two men fight.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. Seeing these two blokes just really going at each other just made me really happy. I don't know why. I just enjoyed it. It was-
Sexy.
It's partly the sexy, obviously. It's just something. It's just good to see blokes fighting. I don't know what that reveals about me. I just enjoyed it. It was just something about it. I can imagine getting into watching boxing or even just those things on YouTube
should
where it's
do,
just
mate.
people fighting in people's backyards.
Just just do that. Or we could go about filming it on my phone if you want.
Okay, well we'll go out after this.
Alright. The dialogue in this is super quick.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're trying to keep that energy up because it's the last sort of scene of the film.
Yeah.
But the dialogue is just.
Yeah. Yeah, baby, yeah.
And off they drive
And off they
into their
go.
future.
Yeah.
Bye.
What do you think they're going to do now? Those characters. Well, we know
I
it
think
is in
they're
the
probably
comics,
just
but,
gonna.
I imagine they'll probably get hold of some.
This was quite good fun.
Yeah. we
It
filmed
was.
this
I
in
didn't
a-
get to fire one.
No,
I'll tell you what,
but
it's
you
fucking-
did get
it's
to fire a
terrifying.
rocket
Oh, I
launcher.
did get to, and that's not even
And it's
in
not
it.
in it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Actually, forgot about that. So after they had got their guns, Will actually got to fire a rocket launcher. That hasn't made the cut, but I'll tell you, it's pretty fun.
There's Pete.
I think I got a future in
You finally got him.
military, maybe.
I found firing the
Something
gun so terrifying. I've just never. It's freaked me out.
I
didn't
was
enjoy
surprised
it. I
how
don't
easy it
understand
was.
them.
We should just
Oh,
point
God,
out for the record, these they're real women. They are not.
not real
They're not
penises.
lady boys. They're women, and those are
Those are prosthetics.
prosthetic penises.
And not only does Neil have a big penis, but the sort of people he hooks up with also have big penises. So it's sort of like fencing, essentially.
Go on.
Well, fencers have big penises. As far as I'm aware.
Banter Brigade, there you go.
A little
Koala
update, brigade.
wanking off a kangaroo.
And tickling the balls is the nice
Tickling
touch
the
there.
When
balls.
I was at university, that was my haircut.
That's
You
true.
loved having cornrows,
I
didn't
can
you?
confirm
my
that. That is
haircut.
exactly what Joe looked like at university.
I didn't enjoy
Right
them.
down.
I didn't enjoy the cornrows. They were really painful.
Sleeveless tops.
Fuck off. Simon. Off he goes. Where's he going? Where are they all going? Where are people going?
This, and there were other options, weren't there? Here, Blake, for Neil's.
There was 2 other options.
There
wasn't
was, yeah. There was
Lisa's
Jessica
pregnant.
Knappett, who played Lisa in the first film, who was the lady that I got with at the end. She comes back pregnant, and Neil runs off, much like he did at the end of the first film when he ran off with Lisa, but he runs away from her. I can't remember what the other one was.
Much like, but also different enough that it's okay to
Yeah.
put it in the second film.
Yeah, it's almost like an homage.
It's an homage. It's an homage to ourselves, but that's still an homage.
And here they pause.
As
They
trying to get
pause
back.
the action just as the big man is about to fall on me, and he did fall on me, and I hurt my little nose.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry
All right.
about that.
Here's,
Well,
the,
that's
here's
that
the credits.
Here's the crew. Don't worry, you can turn off now. Don't
You
worry
can
about
turn
that.
it off now.
Don't worry about that.
I've got to go. I've got to go.
No, thank you to everyone. Thank you to.
Thank you.
Who was the standby carpenter? Was it Pete Stammers?
I think it
Yes,
probably
it
was,
was,
wasn't it?
yeah. was,
Thanks,
wasn't it?
Pete. And I think I remember
Oh,
it
Chris
was the
Hemming,
firm
the old
living
medic,
props
he
who
was a
did
good
the
lad.
greenery for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Isabel Griffiths, of course, musician's contractor. Thank you, Isabel.
Air Lyndhurst.
Great job.
Hashtag selfie. Great song.
Thank you to Nice Hair Publishing for allowing us to hashtag selfie. Probably one of my favourite songs.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Thanks, Pop Sex Limited. Thank you, Adagio in G minor. Sort of the song that we would play to get into the mood.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, bye. I guess goodbye.